Hello everyone, I'm Kristel and Celemin from the Batangas State University, Alangilan campus, taking Bachelor of Science in Information Technology from the section 2105.
This video is all about the tutorial for the chapter 1. The chapter 1 entitled Exploring the Network. So let me read the introduction. So we are now stand at a critical turning point in the use of technology to extend and empower our ability to communicate. So we use the technology to communicate to others. So we usually use different applications such as Messenger in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and different application that uh, we can communicate to others. So the globalization of the internet has succeeded faster than anyone could have imagined. So the internet is an everyday need for us. So the manner in which social, commercial, political, and personal interactions occur is rapidly changing to keep up an evolution of this global network. In the next stage of our development, innovators will use the internet as the starting point for their efforts, creating new products and services especially designed to take advantage of the network capabilities. Um, the innovators use the internet uh, for creating new products. Uh, they use the internet to introduce their products. So, as developers push the limits of what is possible, the capabilities of the interconnected networks that form the internet will play an increasing role in the success of this project. This chapter introduces the platform of data networks upon which our social and business relationships increasingly depend. The material lays the groundwork for exploring the services, technologies, and issues encountered by the network professionals as they design, build, and maintain the modern network. In this chapter, I will teach you about the end devices, the intermediary devices, and intermediary devices. So let's start. So the networks in our lives. So among all these essential for human existence, they need to interact with each other ranks just below our need to sustain life. So the communication is very important to us. If we have a family away from us, so we use the internet for us to communicate with them. So communication is almost as important as our reliance on air, water, food, and shelter. So it says here that communication is very important. So it's like our need in air, water, food, and shelter. In today's world, through the use of networks, we are connected like never before. So before, we need to wait many days to have a message, telegram from others. So now, in a few seconds, we can have a message from the people away from us. People with ideas can communicate instantly with others to make those ideas a reality. News events and discoveries are known worldwide in seconds. So if there is a news, they post it in the Facebook or in different social media platforms. So the others can saw it and they will know it easily and faster. Individuals can even connect and play games with friends separated by oceans and continents. So they can communicate others even it is ocean and continents away from us. So the technology then and now. So if we are talking the technology, it's a large, it's a broad topic. So let's focus on the communication. So uh, before or then, uh, uh, we can communicate easily to others because it doesn't have an internet before, and the cell phones are not yet invented, and uh, different communication material. Then now we have the cell phone, the PC, the laptop, the tablet, and we have the internet now. So we can communicate others uh, easily through the technology. Is the no boundary. So it means here that even though we are away from others, so we can communicate them. So it says here that advancement in networking technologies are perhaps the most significant changes in the world today. They are helping to create a world in which national borders, geographic distances, and physical limitation become less relevant, presenting ever diminishing obstacles. So we have here the network supports the way we communicate. So the first one is the texting. So the two people can communicate easily through texting. We use our cell phones. Then the social media. We have the different social media. We can communicate them. Like for example in Messenger, so we can have the chat, or we have the video calling. So there, that too is an example on how we communicate with others. Then the collaboration tools. Without the constraints of location or time zone, collaboration tools allow individuals to communicate with each other. So, uh, uh, despite of the location or the time zone, location uh, to the people away from us, then the time zone, that time, the different time of the different countries. Then the blogs. Blogs, which is an abbreviation of the word web blogs, or web pages, are easily to update and edit, unlike commercial websites. So it's also a means of communication, the blogs. Then the wikis. So the wikis are web pages that groups of people can edit and view together. So the wikis are the Wikipedia in the Google. Then the podcast allows people to deliver their audio recording to a wide audience. So the podcast is about the audio. Then the peer-to-peer file sharing. Peer to peer-to-peer file sharing allows people to share files with each other without having to store and download them from a central server. Then the next one is, so the network supports the way we work. So uh, we use the network in our business. So it's also to communicate and to innovate our projects also, or our new products. Networks support the way we play. Internet is used for the traditional format entertainment. So uh, many of us are very into mobile games. So if we use the or downloading the mobile games, we use the internet or the networks. And also some of the games are using internet to play. So that's why it's the network supports the way we play. So while we are playing in our cell phones or tablet, laptops, and PCs. So the network the networks of many sizes. So the networks has a many sizes. So the first one is small home network. So small home networks from the title itself. So it means that small. It is only from for the home, and it only connects a few computers uh, to the other and to each other, few computers to each other and the internet. Then the next one is small office or the home office network. So it is small also, but it is bigger than the small home network. So computers within a home office or remote office to connect to a corporate network or access. The small office or the home office networks has centralized and share resources. The next one is medium to large networks. So it is bigger now in the small office slash home office networks. So it is usually used in schools and in many locations with hundreds or thousands of interconnected computers. And the worldwide network. So worldwide network. So from the title itself, so we can conclude that it is big. So it can connect hundreds of millions of computers. So we have here the clients and the servers. Uh, the file client and server. The file server stores corporate and user files in central location. The client devices access these files with client software such as Windows Explorer. The peer-to-peer. So the peer-to-peer. So we have here the advantage of the peer-to-peer. Oh, so it is easy to set up. And then we have the less complexity. So it is easy. It's because easy to set up. So less complexity. Then lower cost, since network devices and dedicated servers may not be required, can be used for simple tasks such as transferring files and sharing printers. So the peer-to-peer is usually uh, using in the if they are sharing the same printer. So uh, like for example, two computers are connected to the one printer. So the two computer can use the same printer. So if if it is has a advantage, so it also has a disadvantage. So the first is no centralized administration. Then not as secure. So it's not secure because it is only two computers and the printers in our example. Then not scalable. Then all devices may act as both clients and servers, which can slow their performance. So the same devices can be a client and a server. So it will have a slow for their performance. So the overview of network components. The network infrastructure contains three categories of network components. So we have the device, media, and the services. So the end devices. So the end devices are the PCs, the cell phone, the tablets, the laptop, the IP phone, uh, the gadgets for sure. Then the intermediary network devices. So the intermediary network devices are what we use to connect to the internet, such as wireless router, LAN switch, router, multi-layer switch, and the firewall appliance. So we have here the three network media: the copper, and then the fiber optic, the and the wireless. So the metal wires within cable. So it has a data encoded into electrical pulses. Then the glass or the plastic fibers or the fiber optic cable. So data is encoded as pulses or light. So it's look like this one. Then the wireless transmission. Data encoded using wavelengths. So this one, we are wireless. So that's why it uses the wavelength. So we have here the network representation. We have the end devices, the one that I talked about earlier, the desktop computer, laptop, printer, IP phone, wireless tablet, and the telepresence endpoint. So the intermediary devices are this one also. I talked about it a while ago. So network media is the wireless media, the LAN media, and the WAN media. So the topology diagrams. The physical topology identifies the physical location of the intermediary devices. So the physical, it means that the physical location of the intermediary devices and cable installation. So the physical, uh, the the PC, the physical PC or the intermediary or and their cable installation. Then while the logical topology diagrams identifies devices, ports, and addressing scheme. So the physical is the PC or the physical object, and then the logical is uh, for the devices IP addressing the ports. So we have here the types of networks. So let's start with the local area network or the LAN. So the LAN is very small network. So it's uh, example of this one is the home office. So it will connect only few devices. Then the next one is the wide area network. So it is from the wide area network. So it is the bigger network and wide geographical area. So it uses a cloud metropolitan area network or demand. So this one is larger or bigger than LAN or the large area network, but it is smaller in the WAN or the wide area network. So it is in the middle of the two. Then the wireless LAN or the WLAN, similar to LAN but wirelessly interconnect. So the same as LAN, it is small and it is few and devices are connected, but it is all wireless. All the end devices that are connected are all in wireless. Then storage area network, a network infrastructure designed to support uh, file servers and provide data storage, retrieval, and replication. The internet is a worldwide connection of interconnected networks. So, connected is what. So the internet is what we use to connect uh, and to use the social media to connect to others or to communicate with others. So the intranet and extranet. So let's first the intranet. So it is only for the company. So it is smaller. Then the extranet is for the suppliers, customers, and collaborators. So it is bigger in the intranet. And the last is the internet. So this is the biggest. So it's cover the whole world. So let's start with the fault tolerance. So the fault tolerance is the expectation is that the internet is always available to the millions of users who rely on it. So the internet is the fault tolerance. So it needs to be always available to the users uh, that rely on it. So it should be always available. Scalability. A scalable network can expand quickly to support new users and applications without impacting the performance of the service being delivered to existing users. So, scalability. So, it's like flexible. So, even though it has a many new users who will connect, so uh, it can support. Next one is the quality of service. So, it is also an ever increasing requirement networks today. So the quality of service, it should be has a quality of service. Quality it means that it is good or nice or should be no errors. The security, the security is very important for us. So for us to uh, away or to prevent the hackers. So we have a new trend. So we call that bring your own device. So the concept of any device is to any content in any manner is a major global trend that is required. This trend is bring your own device. So we bring our own device, the cell phones. So we use that. We bring our own. So the bring your own device means any device with any ownership used anywhere. For example, the past. A student who needed to access the campus network. So, like for example, you will bring your own device to access uh, to use. So, like for example, you will use or you will do an assignment and you need an internet. So, if you will bring your own cell phone or laptop in school and do it your own assignment and connect to the Wi-Fi. So the online collaboration is used for we can use as a student. So like for example, we have a group project. So instead of meeting in one place, so we just communicate using internet. The video communication, another trend. Uh, so video calling. So it is more personal. The video calling. So we can this one is we can see the face of uh what we are talk what we uh so the video calls can be made from to and from anywhere with an internet connection. So the use of internet connection, we can have a video calling to others. So we can see the face of our the with the person we are communicating. Haba naman ito. So the security threats. So the most common external threats to network include the viruses, worms, and Trojan horses. So It is usually what we have in our laptops. So it's a malicious software arbitrary code running on a user device. So in our devices, then spyware and adware. So it is installed in a user device that secretly collects information about the user. So the spyware and adware is sort software installed that connects that collects information to the user. Then the zero attacks, also called zero hour attack. So on the first day that vulnerability becomes known, then the hackers attack. So it is very familiar. So the knowledgeable person to use their device. So they usually hack the social media accounts such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Denial of service attack. Site is slow or crash application and process on it. So it is slow or crash applications, then the data interception and theft. An attack to capture private information from organizations network. So they are getting the data from the organization's network. Then identity theft. So the identity it is type of attack to steal the login credentials or the personal information of a person. So if we have that security problem, so there is a security solution. If there are problem, there is a solution. So the first one is the antivirus and anti-spyware. We are installing an antivirus for us to protect from those security threats. Firewall filtering. So this is used to block unauthorized access to the network. So this one is blocking the unauthorized access. Then the dedicated firewall system. These are used to provide more advanced firewall. So it is more advanced than the access control list, the intrusion prevention system, the virtual private network. So these are the used to provide network access remote workers. So maybe the best solution for the uh, to avoid those security problems are to to aware of what we are clicking on the social media or if we are using in the internet. So that's all for this video. So thank you for watching.